Landscape photography. It's not all golden light, perfect conditions and portfolio shots. Sometimes, no matter how much planning you do, the weather has other ideas. This week, and the next one, I set out on not one, but 2 trips, chasing the mood, the mist and the magic I'd pictured in my head. And both times, it just didn't happen. No keepers, no epic scenes, just the raw, honest reality of being a landscape photographer. But this is part of the journey, and today I want to take you behind the scenes of what really happens when things don't go to plan. Well, good morning, and hope you're all doing well. And welcome back to the video, and welcome back to the Lake District, somewhere we haven't been to for quite a long time now. And we're going to check out this new area that actually a client of mine from last week told me about, and it looked pretty nice, so I thought we'd come and check it out. So I'm gonna head up there now, see what we can find, and yeah, I'll catch up with you on the way up. So just starting to head up there now, and it's a beautiful morning. The only trouble we have this morning, you can see if I kind of spin you around this way, we have quite a bit of snow on the tops back here, but it's a bit of a blue sky day at the moment, so it might be a bit of a case of waiting around today to see if we get a bit more interest in the sky at least, because it's not going to be overly interesting, especially from my point of view, because I'm not the biggest lover of blue sky days, if I'm really honest with you. So I'm hoping that if this cloud up here starts to move through, we get a bit more interest in the sky to play with later on. But at the moment it's starting to get quite harsh, but we've still got quite a way up, because I think if I spin you around now, that's where we're heading, up there. So it's not the longest of hikes, but it's really steep. It's killing me this morning, to be honest. I'm still not fully recovered from the pneumonia I had, so yeah, it's not the greatest. So as you can see now, we've made it up to the top, and it's beautiful up here. But as you can also see, as we said further down there, it's blue skies, quite a lot of it, and the light is quite harsh at the moment. So I think I'm going to look around, see if I can find any smaller detail shots, or put the longer lens on and pick out some shots that way to start with, and just see what happens as the light changes. I think that's the best way to go. So hopefully, as all of this changes today, we will sort of get some shots, but it's absolutely beautiful. A great way to start the day either way, coming up here. It's just stunning. What a place for a coffee, eh? So actually, while we were waiting around up here, we just had a tip off that there's going to be some planes coming through soon. So something I've never tried before, so this could go massively wrong, but I'm going to try photographing them as they come down this valley. Could be quite difficult to get, because obviously I'm not used to rushing around, and I'm not used to taking high-speed shots, so we'll see what comes of it. But hopefully we get something out of it. It's just nice to have something different while we're waiting around for the light. So you'll never guess what, we stood around up here trying to take a picture of a plane, and apparently they've been cancelled. Engine problems apparently, so they're not going to be flying through here till around about 1 or 2 o'clock. So I think we're just going to kind of wait around up here, see if we can find something else to work with. In the meantime, we did have a little friendly robin visiting us, so we managed to grab a couple of shots of him darting around, which is something new. In fact, he's still here waiting around for some food, I think. So yeah, got a couple of shots of that I quite like, so at least we got something. I mean, it's always, we were just saying there, it's quite difficult when you come to a new area is to be able to find things just, you know, on a whim. It's always good to kind of come to these places and try and scout out the place first and see what you can shoot, but haven't had the luxury of that today, and I wanted to come to somewhere different, so that's kind of what we're doing today. So yeah, just gonna have some lunch now and wait around and see what we get. So we've been waiting around here for what seems like forever, good couple hours anyway for these planes to come through, and I've kind of decided it's not for me. None of this waiting around for planes, it's not for me. I like to be able to come out here and look for shots to work with, and just work with what I have light wise, and this is just a completely different ball game. Lots of waiting around, and I'm just not patient enough for that. So I don't know whether we're actually going to get any shots today, because the best of the light seems to be happening right now, and it's dipping into the valleys. And actually where we are, you can see behind me there's not much light at all, because all the light is now behind this hill back here. So as we walk down, we might start to see something. The other mistake we made is I thought 5 hours on the parking would be long enough, and it's not. Not with all this waiting around anyway. So gonna give it another 20 minutes, because apparently the planes are on the way now, and while we've been up here all this time, it seems silly just to walk away now. So we'll see what happens, see if we get anything. Fingers crossed we get something from today, actually, because up to now I've found nothing that really works, that's really kind of stood out to me as an image that's worth walking you through. So we'll see, we'll wait and see what happens. So the first trip started with so much promise, but landscape photography isn't about forcing a shot, as we all know. It's about responding to whatever the landscape gives you. And on these days, and on this day in particular, it gave me nothing. Well, nothing I could work with anyway. After a few hours battling with the weather, I decided to go home and think about the next trip. Trip number 2 felt like it might be the redemption I needed. A better forecast, better light, and a location I knew really, really well, because I'd been there quite a few times before. I was hoping for a bit better light, which it didn't really happen, but the light broke in all the wrong places. The colours didn't really work. The composition I'd had in my mind didn't really work out either. But even in the frustration, there's value. Every failed outing teaches you something new about patience, planning, adapting, and accepting that in the end, nature knows best. Well, good morning, and welcome back to the video. And welcome back to the woodland. We've come into this woods that we visited a few weeks back, actually, and there was no light in it at all when we got here. It was just getting too late in the day. So we've come back today with the hope of getting a bit more, because this morning at home it was blowing a gale, and it was raining quite hard as well first thing. So I thought, where we're going to go today? So come back to this woodland to try and get a bit of light in here. And there's plenty of light outside it, but it's still quite dark inside here. So I'm hoping the sun gets a little bit higher, at least just to let a bit more light flood in. We're going to have a walk through this woodland, see what we can find, because I haven't actually explored the lower part of this wood, so hoping we find a few characters to work with. So just walking down this woods just to find what's here. Actually, we've come across this river which is down in the gorge, and it's quite a way down there, but actually hanging above you can just see this tree here, and it's a really gnarly old looking oak tree. Looks absolutely stunning, and I just like the shape. It's all gnarly and twisted, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it for like a square crop. I think it'll work really, really nice. I'll show you that in the back of the camera in a minute, but what I also want to show you is, I just point out, if you see up here, just at the top, you have like a silver branch coming out, and I'm not overly keen because it's quite distracting. It's like a white compared to all the green moss and the twists and turns on that tree, so I want to eliminate that as much as possible. And by coming back this way, now what you see is I'm eliminating that out of the frame altogether. I'm obviously not going to include this tree here, but I'll be able to kind of get rid of that and crop in a little bit better. And actually when I zoom in with the lens as well, I'll be able to eliminate that a lot more. But what I do like is the odd leaf that's just still clinging onto the tree there as well. It's just got a lot of character. And beyond that, obviously you've got trees in the background there, so in order to separate that out, what I'll probably have to do is add a bit of haze or negative dehaze in post just to make this pop out of the scene, but I think it's completely doable. But I'll get set up and I'll show you exactly how it looks like. I'm envisioning a square crop with this. I think it'll work really nicely. Now actually what I've done is, if you can see on the back of the screen, if I just darken that down a bit, there we go. You can see what I've done is bring it in from the right hand side to eliminate that branch at the top. If I just zoom out slightly, you'll see what I'm looking at. Just in this top corner here, there's that branch starting to creep in, so I'm kind of eliminating that as much as possible. And I've gone actually 16 by 9 rather than the square crop because I think it just works better. Because of the length of this limb, this branch, I really want to capture all of that. So what I'm actually doing is 16 by 9 and getting most of that in. Also what I'm doing is eliminating down here, you can see the river down there, and I'm eliminating all of this from the frame. I just really want to concentrate on the shape of that branch, and that's really what drew me to the image. So simple enough. Again, I think, what are my settings here? 10th of a second, f16, ISO 320. And yeah, simple enough shot. I don't really need a whole lot of light here. It would be nice to have a little bit of directional light on the branch, but I'm more concerned with getting that separation between this and the background, which is all that clutter and mess behind it. I mean, it's quite a chaotic scene anyway, but I think there's definitely something about it that I really, really do like. So, as you can see, we headed out and the weather has really, really turned now. It's got really nasty, so I think it's going to be a case of retreat back to the car and go and grab a coffee somewhere and then work out our next move for this afternoon, because if it stays like this, I don't know what we're going to do, to be honest with you. It's pretty grim. So yeah, just have to play it by ear, but at least we get to go and grab a coffee in the warm and discuss it and see what we're going to do. So that's been my weeks of chasing light and coming home empty-handed. Not every outing gives you the shot you're after, and honestly, that's what makes the good ones feel so special. The failed trips, the bad weather, the missed moments, they're all part of the process, and they remind us why we keep going back out there. I'll leave you with some of the shots I managed to take in between these trips.